Cardano pushing towards $100 as the Tether printer goes brrrr. Question everything, trust nothing. Welcome to Debate Crypto. It's your boys, Keeper and Crusader. Welcome. It is a lovely, lovely, lovely Tuesday afternoon. Glad everybody's here. We love you guys. Thank you, as always, for all of the support. So we've got a lot going on today. And before we dive into that, Crusader, today's show is a little bit different. Talk to me about, now you guys aren't going to be able to see Crusader right now. He's got something going on in the background. But Crusader, talk to me about why this show is a little bit different today.
That's right, guys. I am now the consciousness of Debate Crypto. You cannot see me, but I am everywhere at all times. So we're streaming, right? We got some new equipment going today. So we are streaming live here on YouTube, but we're also live on the Twitter Spaces for Danger Close Alpha, and that's how it's going to be moving forward.
Heck yeah. Let's get it, bro. We got a lot going on in crypto land. So if you have not been paying attention, pay attention today. Big news happening. Crusader, talk to me. What is on the podium today?
Well, dude, there's a lot of things going on the podium today. I mean, we've got the Tether printer going burr. My daughter screaming. That's how excited she is about it. We've got money outflowing from the banks going into Bitcoin.
Yep.
We've got Cardano possibly hitting $100. We're going to be talking about that later in the show. And last but not least, we have the DCAers of Bitcoin top have been going into profit now. So there's a lot of things happening overall that are very, very bullish in the crypto space, and we are here for it. So let's get excited, guys.
Let's get it. So, crypto fam, let's start off as always. Let's jump into the markets. But before we do, you know what time it is. Smash those likes. If you are over on Twitter, got some new sound effects for you. If you are over on Twitter, if you would share out the live, share out the Twitter space, we would really appreciate that. And also, just as an aside, we're going to start doing something. So we want to be able to interact with you, crypto fan. We want to be able to have some live questions where you guys can come up and ask a question to us during the show. So we are going to do a portion of the show where we're going to answer a few questions. The only way that we can do it is to make it just fair for everybody, because we're going to get bombarded with people that want to jump on. If you throw out a super chat and put your Twitter name under the super chat, we will, when we go over to that section of the show, we'll tell you, hey, we're going over to talk to, take some questions on Twitter. We'll flop over there and we will pull you up on stage and you will be able to ask that question live on the show. We're really excited about it. And when we have panelists, man, it's going to be great. We have some big names on the show. I know it would be pretty cool for a lot of you to be able to have that one-on-one interaction. I know it was a fun thing for me before I started doing this. So that's something that we're looking forward to doing. And we're going to start it today. So if you have something that's on your mind, maybe you hear something in the show, just something you wanted to ask, maybe it's about Danger Close Alpha, whatever it is, right? Obviously, keep it appropriate, fam, okay? We would love to hear from you. So toss a super chat, put your Twitter name below there, and then we will call you up and we'll look back through those and try to do that in order. Okay, let's start off with the markets. We have got the global crypto market cap at 1.18 trillion with a T dollars. That's up 1.51%. Another green day right now. Bitcoin up above 125. That's up 0.58%, almost 12% on the week. We are rocking and rolling. And ETH,
one day closer to that 30K prediction.
Yeah, maybe. We're going to see. We're going to talk about that. ETH up 1.42%, up almost 3% on the week. Rolling down through the top 10, we have a big mover, Crusader. We have a big mover. Yeah, wah for you. But for my XRP bags, it is hip hop hooray. XRP fam, put them up. We're up 20.34%. Woo! Cardano, we're going to be talking about some Cardano here soon as well, is up 6%. So, hey, listen, top 10, we've got some alts following behind Bitcoin. It's almost as if we tell you guys that this stuff's going to happen. It's almost as if, maybe not exactly, but Oh yeah, we have been telling you that. So alts seem to be following behind Bitcoin. That's what's going on. Crusader, just before we dive into the first article, anything that you want to talk to say to the XRP fam? Because I mean, this is big news. 20% move. I mean, this
Congrats,
is
guys! You guys have been waiting for this for 5 whole years. Enjoy your 20%.
Let me jump into the chat and then we'll get into the first article. I want to say hello to everybody. Hazley Jane, Brokioshi, we've got Brett in the house. Kenton Smith, as always, what's going on? Mr. Evanchik, good to see you. We have got, did I say Kenton already? I think I did. And then Brad Geidel. Glad that you guys are here. You guys are really freaking supportive. We appreciate it. These are names that we see almost every single day. We do appreciate your support. And hey, if you're not already in the Danger Close Alpha community, make sure you get involved with us there as well. All right, let's dive into it. Let's start off with, we've got some big things happening in Bitcoin, okay? $100 billion leaves 5 of the largest U.S. banks' market cap in 2023 as Bitcoin adds $200 billion. And I see this as being very bullish. So let's talk about this, and I want to get Crusader's thoughts on this as well. So there's a ton of money, right, flowing from banking institutions into Bitcoin. So like we just said, there 108.92 billion in 2023 alone. Bitcoin added over 200 billion, almost 220 billion dollars to the market cap during that period. Charles Schwab, on the other hand, suffered their worst loss in market cap, dropping from 155.42 billion to 150 billion dollars. Bank of America followed Wells Fargo. They dropped from 43 to 15 billion dollars. That's a 28 billion dollar drop. JP Morgan recorded an outflow of 4.59 billion, while they did record gains with 5.22 billion. We know why that happened. People were flowing away from smaller banks, moving towards bigger banks. But overall, Bitcoin market cap gained 69%, from 318 billion to 538 billion. Crusader, what are your first thoughts on what we see happening when money is going from traditional over to Bitcoin?
Yeah, so my thoughts are really simple, right? This shows you the scam, the fugazi that the traditional system is.
And that's why everything is flowing over to Bitcoin, right? Because the fiat currency is fugazi, and it's finally showing the people what's really going on.
Yeah, that's a fact. That is a fact. And it is that simple, right? People are starting to recognize, hey, wait a minute. My money's not safe. The financial system is collapsing. What am I going to do? And it's almost as if Debate Crypto and other people that have come onto the channel have been telling you that Bitcoin could be that safety net for you. We're not here to give you financial advice. We just want to continue to remind you, you do have the ability to opt out. And we're going to talk a little bit later about whether you have the full ability to opt out, but you can opt into Bitcoin and make some incredible gains. We're seeing it happening. I don't know, man. I think that I was telling you I didn't think we were going to hit 30K, but we're headed that direction. We'll we'll dive into a little bit more information on that here in a few. But as these banks are just losing, it can be nothing but bullish for Bitcoin. So keep paying attention to these crypto markets, fam. It is happening. How long it's going to go for, or how high it's going to go, no one really knows, but it's bullish. It's definitely bullish. So that's that. What let me see. A Twitter space. Just a reminder, if you are just coming into the Twitter space, I can't see my Twitter space, by the way, because I have to sit on my phone so that I don't hear myself speaking right now. Twitter space, just wanted to remind you, we are live over on YouTube as well. Debate Crypto on YouTube. So wherever you want to join us, we appreciate you for being here. And just as a reminder for those of you that just jumped in, we're taking super chats. If anybody wants to jump up live on stage today, we're going to be taking a couple calls from people. We'll call it calls via Twitter. Just make sure to drop your Twitter name in there. All right, cool. So that's what's going on with the money leaving the banks. Let's talk about Tether. Tether has got some big stuff going on, and it's big. Tether printer on overdrive, minting $1 billion USDT on the Tron network. Now, you might ask yourself, Why is this important? Okay. You have $1 billion, a billion with a B, they minted on the Tron network for a total of $4 billion in USDT over the past 7 days. Now, in the past, Tether has faced a bunch of scrutiny about its reserves, but they say, hey, listen, we're backed. We're good to go there. We've got reserves held in treasury bills to 58% right now. So what's happening here? Well, it's really simple. Tether is trying to entice people to move from other stablecoins over to Tether. And why has that worked so far? Well, chaos, just like everything else. We had Circle, we had the issue with USDC, we had the depegging with USDC. All the people were like, "Oh my gosh, what are we going to do? USDC is going to fail. Where do I go? I don't want to go back into cash right now." And they go over to Tether, right? And so I want to hear from you, Crusader. Why is this important, and what could this do for markets, for the crypto markets?
Well, in the past, when we've seen all these Fugazi stable coins and fiats being minted, what happens is that, they're getting ready for some bullish momentum, right? The FDIC, the government right now, is trying to figure out a way on how they can reassure all deposits of all banks, which is about 18 trillion dollars.
Yep.
So I think 1 billion of USDT being minted is just the beginning.
Yeah. I could see that as well. There is it is the tip of the spear, right? What we're seeing happening is they're trying to not only entice people to move over, but we're talking about moving over from other capital markets. Why, if you don't understand how the stablecoin minting works, when the stablecoins, at least with Tether for sure, when it mints, they have reserves that are backing up that with either treasury bills or cash. Okay, that's supposed to be what it is. That's supposedly what it is. Again, they've had scrutiny in the past, but that's what's happening. Well, why would they do that? Why would they continue to print? Like Crusader just said, they're expecting bullish momentum. They're expecting people to say, hey, wait a minute, my money's not safe right now in the stock market. It's not doing well. Bitcoin, as we're going to hear here in a little bit, has been absolutely a really good alternative, but I don't want to keep everything in Bitcoin, but I don't want to keep it in the banks. I'm going to put it into a stable coin. And lo and behold, they have to have enough money in the stable coin available for you, we, the people. And so they say, hey, turn that money printer on. The other thing that's huge about this is DeFi.
Quick second. You can
Yeah.
also put it into precious metals, just like JP Morgan did when they were buying up all that nickel in London.
You're still talking in that dumb voice, right?
Oh, that just seems to happen, I guess.
Well, JP Morgan was
Oh my
also,
God. Did you really not
putting
know?
money into. No, I couldn't hear myself. Putting their money into precious metals, buying up nickel, ended up being a bag of stones. So they just rug pulled themselves.
Yeah, that was a very interesting thing to hear. I didn't dive into that any further. Can you confirm that they legitimately bought precious metals?
Yeah. So
or
they
thought they did?
they own a LME, which is London Metal Exchange, and they were
Mhm.
buying nickel contracts, right? And then they started seeing some fugazi happening in the warehouses, some irregularities,
Mhm.
and they started investigating. And basically, yeah, they were just bags full of rocks, no actual nickel.
Good God. Is anyone in this world like just or any of these banks or any of these institutions or any of these big players in the financial system, are they above board? It doesn't seem like it. It seems like everything is absolute chaos. This is one of the reasons why we talk about Bitcoin. It gives you a decentralized option where you don't have to have this central point of failure, where you don't have to rely on somebody, some bigwig in a boardroom making decisions for your money. That's what's happening, and it's what's gonna happen with the U.S. government as they push us into a if I could speak into a CBDC. That's where we're headed. They are going to push us into that. While I'm bringing that up, Crusader, let's touch on that real quick. So Florida was talking. I don't have an article to pull up on this, but Florida was talking about, hey, we're not going to play your games in terms of the central bank digital currency (CBDCs). Is that a reality? Could they actually opt out? I want to hear your thoughts. All right. I think Crusader is currently on another work call right now. So I will give you my thoughts on that. And that's why, guys, just everybody's wondering why he's not on stage right now. He's got some stuff going on with his other business as well. So, okay, let me give my thoughts on it. The that totally threw me off. I was just asking you about, oh yeah, Florida. So Florida, that's my ADD kicking in. Smash that like if you love Keeper's ADD. Smash it, smash it, smash it. You can just smash that a whole bunch of times because the ADD is real. For all you struggling out there, smash that like. Okay, so Florida had said, no, we're not going to play ball. Well, Crusader and I looked into this to see, could they actually do that? Could Florida say, hey, listen, we know the United States government is pushing towards a central bank digital currency. We're opting out. Nope, we'll pass. Yes and no. So the real down home hardcore answer is that the states individually do not have the ability to make their own money. They're not going to get Florida coin. And then that is just how Florida transacts. And they basically are just their own little community of people with their own money. And boom, that's it. They don't have the power to do that. But I will tell you what they would have the power to do. They could say, hey, listen, we're not going to pay. So if the government gave options, let's put it this way. If the government gave an option, which I don't think that they would, but if the government said, hey, listen, we'll still accept cash, we'll still accept the US dollar, theoretically, Florida could say, hey, we are going to, until we run out of dollars, we are going to pay you in US dollars as opposed to the CBDC. But there's a problem there. It's a very limited, finite supply. If you've gone to the bank and asked for any large number of any sort of large amount of money, they're like, yeah, you got to order that. You can't ask for that, sir. And it's like the money's just not there. And so they could do it to a point, but at some point they're going to run out. And at the point that they do, CBDC, here we are. I mean, that's just the reality. So the government does have the ability to push everyone around, including states. So Ron DeSantis, freaking big ups, bro. I appreciate you giving that a good old college try, but I don't think that that's going to be possible for him to do. So I don't know, just kind of my thoughts on that. If anybody in the chat has any other thoughts, make sure to drop that in there. We're going to be talking about Cardano here soon, $100 Cardano. So make sure you stick around that. And then the dollar cost average, the quote unquote lazy man's way of investing, has been freaking productive. Let's start there. Let's talk about why dollar cost averaging works. Let me pull this article up real quick. Maybe right here. All right, here it is. Investors who began DCAing into Bitcoin at 69K, the all-time high, are now up 10%. And you're saying, well, wait a minute. Come on, Keeper. How could they be up 10% when Bitcoin is down over 50%, 60%, 70%, during that time period, right? Well, I mean, I really have a very simple answer. It's called dollar cost averaging for a reason, right? So if they started DCAing at the all-time high at 69K on November 10th, 2021, right? They would overall be 10% up on their investment, even though Bitcoin is 60% lower than its all-time high. So this shows what? This shows strength during times of crisis when these major banks are getting hit and hammered. People are seeing the freedom that Bitcoin can offer, and that is huge, right? The reason that dollar cost averaging works so well is because none of us do know where these markets are going. I know this is a simple idea. You've probably heard other people explain it, but I try to pound it into people's heads. We're not giving you financial advice. We're just telling you something that has worked for us, okay? And if you could have started at the very top and just continued to buy. And it doesn't say in here whether they bought this every single day, whether they bought every single block. It doesn't tell you that. But we're assuming on just a regular basis. I can't make the assumption of how often, but on a regular basis, they would be up 10%. And I got news for you. Up 10%. I know we get all greedy when it comes to crypto, but 10% is a heck of an investment. That is freaking fantastic. 10% ROI, like I said, fantastic. 7% has been, I think, over the last 50 years or so, the average from the S&P. So if you're getting but if you're getting 1.5 times that, and again, This is talking about buying the all-time high and dollar cost averaging down. We're not talking about starting to buy at 25. We're talking about starting to buy at 69K. That's what we call opportunity. That is why it works. None of us know where it's going, but we do know long-term, we believe that it's headed up and to the right. And no matter when you get in, if you are consistent, you have still that opportunity. I won't say that you're going to make money. I'll never say that, but you have the opportunity, and this shows it. So dollar cost averaging. Dollar cost averaging, dollar cost averaging, dollar cost averaging. Let me take a quick break here. Let's smash those like, crypto fam. If you have not already, follow us on all of our socials. Twitter fam, if you're listening in right now, welcome. We're going to be doing this every single day, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're really glad you're here. The Twitter fam is over on the Danger Close Alpha community. This show is sponsored by Danger Close Alpha. We've got mints that are happening right now. Bullets, beans, and bourbon, 0.01 each. If you're interested in those, you can check those out. Let me pull up a little QR code for y'all. There it is. Beans, bullets, and bourbon. They're 0.01, like I said. And it'll give you the opportunity to get into a game where you can win 5 full Ethereum. So I don't know where else you can spend. The effectively $18 right now and have the opportunity to win $9,000 equivalent. So yeah, that's what it is. All right. Let me see here. Let me jump over. We got anything going on in the chat right now? Everybody doing well? Burke, good to see you. We got any new names? Felix Cepeda, welcome, and Tony C. Just want to jump in and tell you guys hi. We appreciate you, and everybody in the Twitter chat. We appreciate you for being here as well in the Twitter space. Okay. No, not last. 2 more things. 1, this FOMC meeting. Okay. The FOMC meeting is coming up, and it looks like it's going to push Bitcoin towards 30K. Crusader's been talking about this. I am hesitant to jump on board with this for a couple reasons, but the committee will be focused on bringing down inflation, obviously, to that 2% target that they're trying to do. That, however, has not happened so far. Most people are predicting, and I'll show you the tool right here. Let me show you the tool. So we pulled this tool up yesterday with TA Tim, and I think that this is, if I could maybe, here it is. Okay, boom. Right here. This is the CME group. This is showing the percentage, and let me update it. The percentage chance that they're effectively betting. 84.9% of people are betting on effectively a 25 basis points rate hike. This 475 to 500 that you can see right here, if you can see my mouse right here, that's effectively rates are at 4.5%. So that's the full amount of basis points, 475 to 500, which is 4.75 to 5%. It's at 4.5. That's a 0.25 all the way up to a 0.5 rate hike. So that's what that is. So if you look at this chart on from the CME group, when you see this 475 to 500, that's the total number of basis points. You got to figure out where are we at right now, where do they think we're headed, and then obviously do just some little simple math. So that's that. But yeah, it looks as if we're going to be making a move towards that 30K number. People are not feeling good about our financial system right now. People are feeling like we are headed in a bad direction, and I would tend to agree with all of them. Crusader, are you still you hanging out back there? Can you talk or no? Okay, cool. So we still love you, Crusader. We'll cut you some slack. So while he can't talk, XRP fam, toss him up again. Just a reminder, up over 20% today. That is a big move, and I actually don't know. I should know, and I'll probably do a short about it afterwards. But I don't know what happened. Chat, if somebody can tell me what happened with XRP, if anything. Somebody said that they saw no sort of an actual move at all, and we're still up 20%. I don't know how that would be possible, but yeah, I don't know. Check it out, chat. If you guys know why it's happening, let me know. All right, cool. Let's get into it. You guys have been waiting for this. All right, Cardano, ADA fam. Cardano's $100 price tag in question amid Bitcoin's wild bet. Okay, what am I talking about here? If you missed the show yesterday, the ex CTO, I think, of Coinbase had made a $2 million bet that Bitcoin was going to go to $1 million in the next 90 days. I think it was June 17th was the actual date, but 90 days. Okay. Now, I told you this yesterday, but if you missed it, I'll tell you again now. Don't root for this. This could be really ugly. The only way that we should or could see $1 million Bitcoin is if we blast it off into hyperspace. And by hyperspace, I mean hyperinflation. That is the only way you're going to be buying a $150 cheeseburger from McDonald's, okay, for us to get to $1 million Bitcoin in the next 90 days. So rooting for this, you might think that you're pumping your bags, but I promise you, you're not. The rest of the financial system as a whole would need to break down effectively, and everything would need to flow into Bitcoin, and the US dollar would need to hold strong for that to happen and for that to be good for the space. If you can see that happening in 90 days, I don't know what you're sipping on, but maybe pass it around the table because that sounds like a fun and wild ride. I just don't see it though. So Cardano, right? Cardano, obviously, as an alt that is, always in the forefront of the news. Supporters are remaining confident. This is the quote. They remain confident in the potential for a bullish surge towards its $100 goal. Okay. They're betting big on Bitcoin, like we just said, and Cardano, right? The $1 million and the $100 price tags. They are seeking alternative options to, like we've been talking about, traditional investments, especially with the Fed fighting about the rising inflation and the recent collapse of the central banks. So we talked about the Coinbase CTO. Cardano supporters then jumped in after the Coinbase CTO bet happened, and they proposed effectively something similar, which would be a $100 ADA bet, expressing optimism for Bitcoin and Cardano's decentralized nature. At the time, Cardano had dropped 1.35% to about 33 cents, and its volume had fallen as well, indicating a decline in the market demand. Now, let me give you my overall piece on this. And Crusader, feel free to jump in if you are able to at some point. But let me give you my overall thoughts on this. For Cardano, just like any of these other assets, to make that move, it would be bad, right? It would be all bad. But, and this is kind of the little silver lining. If it were to happen, the only thing that I can come up with that I feel like could be good would be that people are actually moving over into a decentralized headspace, that people are moving over into a blockchain headspace, that people are moving away from traditional markets and saying, hey, let's give this blockchain thing, let's give these decentralized assets, let's give this a chance. This is the only thing that I can come up with that says, hey, you know what? Overall, it would be good. Obviously, everybody wants to see their bags pump, but we don't want to see them pump at the helm of hyperinflation, of all of a sudden our dollar being worthless. Ask Venezuela about that. It is not fun. You do not want to see that. So while we're rooting for crypto, we obviously want to see that happen. It's not going to be good if any of these, bets come true. The other side of it is this, and this is what worries me. It worries me when we get these wildly bullish, outlandish predictions. Why? Well, there's a little thing called exit liquidity. Okay. And if somebody big in the space knew that they could have some articles written that has a lot of money invested into crypto that grabs the average person's attention and says, I mean, think about it. Somebody that's not in crypto right now. You go to them, you say, hey, listen, Cardano is at 33 cents right now. It's projected possibly to go to $100 in the next 90 days. And they say, what? That's a 300x from here. Like, yeah, I got you. It's 300x. Well, I mean, I could just put $100, right? And I'd have 30 grand or, and then obviously the numbers go up from there. And for somebody that doesn't know crypto, they might not even ask the question and say, hey, listen, I'll toss a little bit at that. Well, when a ton of people toss a little bit of that, the markets start to move. And so effectively they could use, and this $1 million Bitcoin bet, same thing, they could use each and every one of these people that don't know anything about crypto to effectively sell in. They would be selling into the upward move because they know that it's going lower because of the global financial collapse that is imminent. And that's really where I stand with it. A lot of the media is targeted, right? They want your attention. They want you to watch. They want you to read. When it comes to financial markets, they want to be able to sway you in one direction or another. And when you get not just a bullish prediction, but $1 million Bitcoin in 90 days, the only people that would fall for that and think that that's possibly going to happen is going to be people that don't understand capital markets, people that don't understand crypto. You just have to have no fundamental understanding of how our monetary system works to believe that that move could happen that quick and still be intact as it relates to like economics, right? And so I feel like this gets used for not good, right? It does. It puts this bullish idea into people's heads that's actually not there, and they are able to effectively sell in to you buying up the price, and that's
The only
effectively.
way I see that happening is if
You
we
still got
are.
your
This is
thing
still
on.
got what?
Oh, this is the one you want.
Huh?
You got your voice effect on.
Damn it!
All right, am I normal now? Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
now you're normal. Huh?
So the only way I see this happening is if they are the whole situation playing out right now about 186 banks in risk, right? The U.S. government trying to figure out how they could, or at least try to cover all $18 trillion that are in all the bank to avoid a
Okay.
banking crisis.
Okay.
So that coming into play, if that was to be the route that we take and things do begin to collapse and $18 trillion do get printed to be able to cover that, that's how I can see Bitcoin hitting $1 million in 90 days. That's how I can see Cardano hitting $100. But like you said earlier, at that rate, we don't want to get there that way because
Mhm.
it's not going to be fun buying cheeseburgers for almost $200,
Yeah.
right? Because it's what does that really mean? And at that point, you can't even sell your Bitcoin because even if you were to sell your Bitcoin in 90 days for $1 million, we're headed into hyperinflation. That $1 million is going to be worth nothing. It's probably going to lose even more value in another 90 days.
Yep.
So at that point, you're stuck with your assets. You can't sell them, and things are just going to snowball out of control.
Yeah. And it would be scary. It would. Brooke asked a great question, said, so what you're saying is you believe there is a mother of all crashes coming within the next year still? Brooke, I'm going to tell you, I've been saying this for a while. Yes, I do. I do. I think that we economically, financially, we are set up for absolute disaster on top of the fact that we have worldwide things, inflammatory things happening that's all surrounding money. Think about it. If you look around, Crusader, France, they pull back their pension funds? Is that what they did from people?
Well, they're definitely doing some pension reform. Macaroni is really pissing a lot of people off over there, and they are out in the streets full, everything
They're
all
right.
out. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and so I guess the answer, Brooke, is yeah, I do. I really do believe that. And it's listen, I was in the United States Marine Corps. I am a patriot. I want to see our country thrive. That's what I want to see. But we are set up right now for failure. Okay, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. Partially because once you get so far away from where you started, you're kind of screwed. Like, what's the options, right? The options that they throw out there are printing money or raising interest rates, printing money, raising interest rates. But at some point, you've printed too much daggone money, or interest rates are too high, or interest rates are too low, right? It's literally a juggling act at all times. And I think that combined with just our world, just issues that we have across the board, yeah, I do see the markets absolutely getting crushed at some point. And I will tell you, I'll throw this out here. Your boy Keeper telling you right now, if we hit like a 50K Bitcoin in the next few months or something like that, like around 50-ish, I'm calling it right now. Just this is not financial advice. This is what I'm doing. I will be taking a boatload of profits off of the table. I will take advantage of that because I do believe that even if it's not, right away in the next couple months, next few months, maybe if it's even towards the end of the year, I do believe that we are going to be headed that direction. So I'm probably going to be taking a bunch of profits off of the table at that point.
Dude, I don't know.
It's hard to take profits.
I've been thinking about that, right, since you brought
It's
it
hard
up
to
me
take
the other
profits.
day.
Huh?
I've been thinking about that, but I've also think that if we do hit 50K before this year's over, right, dude, what if that is the beginning of the super cycle for Bitcoin, right? What if we start hitting those catalyst events, all these major financial situations where people are starting to opt in for Bitcoin and Bitcoin is responding, right? Because everyone's been talking about, well, Bitcoin's never been in a recession. Bitcoin's never been in turmoil.
Right.
What if this is the moment for Bitcoin to shine and it proves that, right? And then we're taking profits at 50K thinking, oh, this bad boy's going to come back down crashing. And it's like, nah, bro, the train is leaving the station. There ain't no stopping this train now.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I struggle with that.
Yeah. Well, it would definitely be a risk, but I think, and I need to crunch these numbers, so don't hold me to this, but I think that I wouldn't be selling enough that I wouldn't still be in the territory of, hey, keepers retiring in 8 years, doing, kicking it on a beach somewhere. I still would set myself up for success if that were to happen. I wouldn't take enough off the table where all of a sudden I'm out. Like I've heard some crypto content creators said literally they took every freaking thing out of crypto and they're just in solid cash. I still wanted exposure. I still always want exposure. So I don't know what percentage yet, but I do believe, at least right now, with the information that I have right now, that would be my game plan. But again, that could always change because, yeah, you're right.
I
We could
mean,
have
it's a
events
win
happening
it, bro.
Yeah.
Get rich or die trying.
That's right. Get rich or die trying. That's 50 Cent right there. Crypto fam, smash those likes if you haven't already. Hey, turn on the bell notifications. We had people tell us, hey, we're not getting notified you guys are going live. Well, turn the bell notification on. Do that. Twitter fam, we appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern, we're going to be on Twitter and YouTube. And again, just a reminder, if you want to come up live on the show, toss a super chat out. We'll go ahead and do that right now. If somebody wants to come up on the show and ask a question right now, feel free. I'll give you guys a minute to toss up a super chat or two, whatever, and we will bring you on. Just make sure you put your Twitter name underneath the super chat over here on YouTube so that we know who to pull up. While we are doing that, let's take a little look-see here. Let me see where this is at. Well, I was gonna pull up. I think I have it pulled up. Yeah. Here, let me pull it up right here. Yeah. Got it. All right, here we go. Oh, that's not what I meant to pull up. Definitely not what I meant to pull up. Didn't mean to pull up my email. Where I'm trying to pull up the DCA. Here we go. Here it is. All right, so boom, the commodities are over on OpenSea. If you are looking there, 0.01 ETH is the floor price on these. Well, it's just the price on them. We have got your beans, we have got your bourbon, and we have got your bullets. And again, if any of you are not already familiar with the project, you can go to dangerclosealpha.com. That will get you involved in the community. That will get you into our Discord. Ask as many questions as you want. We have an event coming May 12th through the 14th. That's going to be massive. Crusader and I are teaching a crypto and NFT class to a bunch of people that are in prepping. And we are going to be with a big group of us. I'm super excited. We're having a big party. We're going to be hanging out. We're going to be camping, and we're going to be learning. What are we going to be learning? We're going to be learning about prepping. We're going to be learning about water purification, and everybody signed up for different classes, and they're taught by the best experts in the field. It's in Ohio, May 12th through the 14th. Super excited to meet everybody. If you're in the chat and you are going from May 12th to May 14th, drop that one. And as always, make sure to everybody smash that like. Okay. Crusader, we have anything else? I don't see anybody trying to come up on stage right now for the super chats. Do we have anything else that you wanted to hit on?
Nah, man, I just wanted to let people know that things are interesting, right? Bitcoin is going to be displaying its strengths
You
in
know
what is
you're,
happening right
you know
now
you're,
in the crypto space
you know
and
you're
well, in the traditional banking system. So it's going to be an interesting year. Last year was the year
Crusader.
of what?
Crusader. That voice is killing me, bro.
Good Lord. First world problems.
We got to
Am I
get that
normal
worked
now?
out. Like it's funny, like the first time, but God, and it's
So,
like
like I was
talking
just saying,
seriousness with that.
2023 is going to be the year of banks collapsing, I think. And, I think we might see the questions answered about Bitcoin where, everyone was always questioning, can Bitcoin thrive in a moment of recession, in a moment of depression, and, in a collapse of traditional finance. And I think the time has come for Bitcoin to prove itself. And
Yeah.
if it doesn't do it now, then we know the answer. But I think it will. I think it will answer the call.
I'm hoping it answers the call. You know it, Crypto Fam. We try to bring you the best information in all of crypto YouTube. Hopefully, you guys are getting that. We try to put a little bit of a different, we don't want to put a spin on it. We just try to take a look at question everything, trust nothing, right? We want you to ask the real questions. We want to ask the real questions. So if you want to engage more with us, jump into the Discord with Danger Close Alpha. We appreciate everybody for being here as always. Crypto Fam, we love you guys. You could be anywhere and you are hanging out with your boys from Debate Crypto. So enjoy this Tuesday evening. Drink water. Make sure you guys are eating food. Those are two things that will help keep you alive. I know it's a little known fact. So that's your prepping tip of the day. Drink water and eat food. And just remember to question everything.
Trust nothing.
And until next time, hodl.
Like it's hot.
We'll see you soon.